So what we have seen is how to work with the models we have seen in the last class. So how to read the data. This is what we have seen. See here. I said about what is a queue object is. I said you can use a queue object are used to build complex database queries using a logical operators like OR operator, AND operator, and NOT operator. While standard query set filters uses only AND operator. But queue object allows you to combine conditions in a way that keyword arguments control cannot, right? So there is a or and one more is a not. So this is what we have seen how to get the data from multiple. Okay. So after this order by we have seen, right? And I said about how to read selected column values, and you are getting the selected column values by using model name dot model manager dot values. And here you can give the list of field names, and this will not return the dictionary. I mean, query set doesn't have model instances, but query set is having what here? Dictionary objects. Here query set is having dictionary objects, right? So this is what we have seen. And next is now you have a yes aggregate functions. So how can you apply this aggregate functions? Aggregate functions. But generally this aggregate functions you can apply on a group. Okay, right? So you can apply on a group. So model manager is provided one method, and what is the name of the method is aggregate. So model manager is provided one method, and what is the name of the method is aggregate. Method name is what here? Aggregate. So aggregate method of model manager, aggregate method of model manager is used. Aggregate method of model manager is used, okay, to apply aggregate functions, on which one here? Models. So model is nothing but here table, okay, table columns. So what are these aggregate functions is there is a function called average. There is a function called maximum. There is a function called minimum. And there is a function called count. And there is a function called sum. But all this should be in capital. So function average should be capitalized. Max function should be capitalized. Min function should be capitalized. Count should be capitalized. And sum should be what again? Capitalized. All the functions first letter should be what here? Capitalized. That is average, maximum, minimum, count, and one more is a sum, right? So average it followed by the column name, and maximum followed by column name, minimum followed by column name, count followed by column name, and sum is also followed by column name. So what is the syntax of this is aggregate. So model name dot, the syntax is model name dot model name dot model manager name dot. What is the name of the method is aggregate. And here you apply which function? You apply which function here? Aggregate function. Here you write an aggregate function. Okay. So which function you want to apply, just give the name of that function. Just give the name of that function. Aggregate function name you have to give. So aggregate method of, so model manager, right? In Django, right? Not required to write this much. So what is the name of the method is aggregate. So here aggregate is it. So common functions which you can apply is average, count, maximum, minimum, and what? Sum. To use aggregate function, you must import desired functions from django.db.models. You are trying to say aggregate. You can directly give and you can assign it to one variable. It will return with a key and value. Key is nothing but variable name. Value is what here? Average of this price, like that. Okay. And you can apply even on query set. You can apply even on what? Query set. And even you can use a relationship. Okay. So let us see how to apply this aggregate function. Filter. Filter means like where you write a condition. Okay. You want to sum of fees of Python. You want to sum of fees of Java. You want to find out the maximum fees in Python, count of Python, count of Java, count of C++. So in that case, you can just use a function called filter, because you don't want to apply these aggregate functions on all the rows, but you want to apply only on selected rows. Then use filter that return what? Query set. That will return the query set. Okay. So model name dot model manager dot aggregate and define the aggregate function. Okay, right? See here. So open the terminal. So open the Django shell, Python manage.py shell. Now here you have to import from application one dot models. Import, and what is the name of the model is student. And import from Django dot, where you are finding this Django dot. Okay, you have to import. What is that? DB dot models. DB dot models import. You are trying to import certain functions like average, or suppose I'm importing function called sum. So there is a minimum and there is a maximum and there is a count. So how many functions I imported from this module? Four functions, that is sum, minimum, maximum, and count. Now I want sum. I want sum. So what I'm doing is I'm writing here model manager student dot objects dot, what is the name of the function is aggregate. And you want to apply which function? I want to apply a function called sum. Okay, sum of, give the field name. What is the name of the field is fee. The name of the field is what? Fee. Now it is written dictionary with the column name and with the function name. Return the dictionary with the column name and what? Function name. If you want to read this value, you can read the value. So by default, it returns a value in one one variable or one key. But what is it? Returns a dictionary. Actually, it returns what? Dictionary which contain the key and value. But this key is generated automatically with what name? Column name with the aggregate function name. What is a column name? Fee. Underscore underscore. What is a function name is sum. Okay, in the same way, I'm writing a student dot objects dot aggregate. Student dot objects dot aggregate. Okay. I try to give the field name. I mean, I want to return not into the predefined variable name, but I want to define my own variable name. So model dot model manager dot aggregate, give the variable name. Give the variable name. I'm writing it as a total fee equal to sum of. Okay, sum of what is the name of the field is fee. Means it will return the sum into one variable. What is the name of the variable is total fee. But aggregate returns what? A dictionary. And in dictionary, what is the name of the key is total fee. You can assign this to a variable. Suppose I'm assigning this to a variable, and what is a variable is some result. What is the name of the variable is result. And result is a variable of which type? Dictionary type. A result is a variable of which type? Dictionary. And this dictionary contain the key and value. This dictionary is having a key and value, right? So how can I read it? So print result. Now this result is having what is the name of the key is total fee. But previously, what is the key? It is written with the column name along with the function name, with the field name along with what? Function name. But now what is the key is user defined key or predefined? User defined. Now you can read it. Print result of print result of give the key name. Print result of give the key name. Give the key name. And what is the name of the key is total underscore what here? Fee. Total underscore fee. And what is the value is 8,051. Okay, right? So just try to understand this. You can apply any aggregate function by using a method called aggregate. By using a method called aggregate. But you can apply multiple aggregate functions. You can apply multiple aggregate functions, right? Aggregate functions like, okay, suppose there is a dictionary one. I'm writing a student dot. What is a student is model. Model dot model manager dot model manager dot aggregate. So apply the functions sum of. I'm writing a sum of fee, comma, maximum of fee. I want to find out the maximum fee. I want to find out the minimum fee. So it will return a dictionary and the dictionary contain how many values? Three values because you find the sum, you find the maximum, you find what? Minimum. Okay. Find the sum, maximum and minimum. Now you can see the dictionary contain with the default keys. What is the default key? Fee underscore underscore sum. What is the default key? Fee underscore underscore max. What is the default key? Fee underscore underscore min. If you want to find out, if you want to read the sum, how can you read the sum? By using a key. Dictionary one of fee underscore underscore fee underscore underscore what? Sum. So that will get the total fees. That will get what your total fees. Okay. I want to find out the maximum fees. Okay. Dictionary one of, okay, fee underscore underscore. What is the name of the keys? Max. Sorry. D1. Sorry. D1. So dictionary one of fee underscore underscore max. And this is nothing but maximum fees. So you can return either one or you can return more than one. If you want, you can assign it to your own variables. If you want, you can assign it to your own variables by saying student dot objects dot what is the name of this is aggregate. Aggregate. I'm writing variable name is A. A is holding which one? Sum. A is holding which one? Sum. And B is holding maximum. B is holding maximum. And C is holding which one? Minimum. Okay, C is holding minimum of a fee. So what are the keys now? A, B, C. A, B, C. If I print a dictionary 2, what is the A is sum? What is the B is maximum fee? What is the C is minimum fees? If you want to print it, dictionary one of A and dictionary one of B and dictionary one of what is that here? C. So it will try to get dictionary 2. So dictionary 2. What is the name of the dictionary? Dictionary 2. Dictionary 2. Yeah. Now you can see 8,500, 3,000 and one more is 1,000. But you can apply this aggregation on selected data. You can apply this aggregation on selected data by using which one? Filter. You can apply it by using which one? Filter. You can use a filter here. Okay, only, suppose you want to sum only, you want to find the sum of total fees paid to the Python, all the students fees paid to what? Python. Then what I'm doing, I'm first getting the query set. The query set equal to student dot objects dot student dot objects dot filter. I want to read only the students whose course is I want to read only the students whose course is what? C++. So how many students are taken C++? How many students are taken C++ here? Two students. Now this is a student 1 and this is a student 2. There's a student 1 and student 2, right? Yeah, comma you can give. Total cells is count of idea. You want total, right? Total means counter. Okay, I write like this. No problem. Okay, write like this. But here I get the filter. Now filter method, what it returns here? Query set. And this query set contain only the data of which students C++. I want to add total sum of which one? C++. Then what will I do? I'll try to say dictionary 1 equal to query set dot. What is the name of the method is? Aggregate. What is the name of the method is? Aggregate. I try to use a aggregate. Okay. Yes. Aggregate and then, okay. So what is the name of the field? Which function you want to apply? Sum. And what is the name of the field is? Fees. Now you can see this is a dictionary which contain the total fees of which student C++. What is the total fees collected by C++ students is 1000 plus 1500, that is 2500. If I'm writing a dictionary 2 equal to query set dot aggregate, I'm trying to apply what is the name of the method is counter. So how many students joined with what? C++. Then how many students are joined for C++ here? Two students. So what is the count returns? Number of records. Getting or not? So you can apply which function here? Filter. And what filter returns here? Query set. The filter returns a query set. Okay. Now query set. You can apply minimum, maximum. Okay. Any any aggregate function you can apply it. Any aggregate function you can apply it. So there is one more method is there. And what is the name of this method is, okay, you can use a filter. You can use a filter and then you can apply what? Aggregate. Okay. Not only that, there is one more method is there. You can use filter or annotate. Okay, filter or annotate. Now there is annotate is there. So what is the name of this method is, okay, filter, where you give the condition. It will try to read the data from model based on what? Condition. It will read the data from model based on the condition. Once you get it, then you perform which operation? Aggregate operation on which data? Query set. But there is one more method is there called which one? Annotate. Now suppose if you want to apply, if you want to apply, if you want to apply, okay, this aggregate functions on a group of data. Suppose if you are working with SQL, if you are working with the SQL, you'll try to use group by. You'll try to use what? Group by. Group by you'll use, right? For example, you'll say select sum of, okay, sum of salaries. Sum of salaries from EMP. Sum of salaries from EMP. I'll write here group by. Group by, what group by is? Job. Group by job. Assume that there are three jobs are there. There are three jobs are there. One is manager. Second one is clerk. Third one is what? HR. Okay, assume that there are some five managers are there. Okay, how many managers are there? Five. Five managers are there and 10 clerks are there. Five managers are there and 10 clerks are there and three HRs are there. Okay, there are five managers and 10 clerks and three HRs. Okay, then I want total salary of managers. I want total salaries of clerk. I want total salaries of what? HR. Means you are grouping managers as one and you are grouping clerk as one. You are grouping HR as what? One. But how you are grouping all the jobs? By using which one? Group by. Then how can I apply this group by here? How can I apply this group by? So model manager provide one method called, it will provide one method called which one? Annotate. There is one method. Okay, what is the name of the method is? Annotate. Okay, yes. So model manager. So what is the name of this is? Annotate and what here? Aggregate. Okay. In Django, annotate and aggregate are used to perform calculations on your data, such as finding sums, average, or what? Counts. Add a calculate adds a calculated extra field to each object in a query set. Return the query set, allowing you to chain further methods like filter, and one more is what? Order by, like adding a temporary new column to every row in a table. But the use of annotate is different. It is not for grouping it, but adding what? One extra column, right? Extra column it will add within the model. But when it comes to the aggregate, it will return what? It will not add a column in model, but it will not add a column in model instance, but rather than it will return as one dictionary. So that is where you find the difference between annotate and what is it? Aggregate. So annotate add a calculated extra field to each object in a query set. Okay, return type is returns a query set allowing you to chain further methods like what? Filter and order by. Order by, right? So getting each author with their total number of books. Each author with a total number of books. Okay. So total number of books, it means internally Internally, what it is doing, it is trying to add a total number of books column in which one query set. That is done by using which method? Annotate. But whereas in aggregate, summarize data across the entire query set into a single result. And that single result is nothing but what? Dictionary. What is a return type is? Dictionary. But what is a return type is? Query set. Here it is a dictionary which contain the name and value pair. Which contain the name and value pair. But here it is having query set. But this query set is having one extra field. This query set is having extra field to each object. So let us talk about this with the example. Let us talk about this with the example, right? So it is useful. I'm saying no, it is very much useful when you're trying to apply which one? Group by. So for that, you are trying to use which method here? Annotate method. Okay, this here. I just take this definition. But what is the return type of this annotate query set? What is the return type of aggregate? What is the return type of aggregate? Dictionary. Query set means what query set contain? Result of executed query. What is a query set contain? Result of executed query. So add a calculated extra field to each object in a query set. But what is each object in the query set? What is each object in the query set? Each object in the query set is nothing but model instance. Each object in the query set is what? Model instance. Model instance. Each object in the query set is what? Model instance. But aggregate what it is returning? Dictionary. See here, aggregate is returning what? Dictionary. But annotate is not returning what? Dictionary. What it is returning? Query set. Now once it is written query set, further again you can apply filter, order by, all these operations you can apply on which object? Query set. But you cannot apply that on what? Dictionary. You cannot apply that on what? Dictionary. Okay. But here you can apply on what? Dictionary. So chaining you can do it. Chain means applying multiple methods. You'll say filter, order by. Filter, order by. You'll say annotate, order by. Annotate written query set. That query set again should order in ascending order of, okay, what is that roll number, or in descending order of what? Name. That you can call it as what? Chaining. Chaining is nothing but applying multiple methods on a result. One result given as input to what? Another method. That you call it as what? Chaining. I'm writing like this. Suppose if I'm writing like this, if I'm writing like this, student dot objects dot student dot objects dot all. What all returns? Query set. All returns what? Query set which contain all the records or not? Yes. Dot. Again I said dot. Okay, dot filter. I said again what? Dot filter. Filter. I'm saying course. Course equal to what here? Python. It means how many methods you apply here? Two methods. And this you call it as what? Chaining. This is called as what? Chaining. It means you are giving the input of one result to what? You are giving the output of one result as input to another method. So what is the result of all is query set, and that result is given to what? Filter. And filter is getting only the course equal to what? Python. Getting on it. That you can call it as which one? Chaining. Applying multiple is nothing but applying multiple methods. Okay, applying multiple methods on the model, that you can call it as which one? Chaining. Instead of writing two statements, you write only one statement. Instead of writing two statements, you write only one statement, right? So here I'm trying to use annotate. So what is the syntax of annotate? You can apply what you are applying it. You are applying one method called count. Suppose in my example, just here in my example, Now what it returns? Query set. It returns the query set student dot objects dot. Okay, student dot objects dot student dot model manager dot model manager dot. Okay, what is the name of the method? Annotate. But you have to import that first. Okay, sorry, student dot objects dot. What is the name of the method is annotate. Method name is what? Annotate is a method of model manager equal to here give the variable name. Give the variable name. So what is a variable name is? Assume that I write here total. What is the name of the variable? Total. The name of the variable is what? Total. Then I'm trying to apply sum. And what is the name of the field? P. But what this is returning? Query set. But this query set contain the result of executed query. Now there is a model. Okay, you have a model with, see here. Now one Naresh Python and 3000. Okay, because here we override. We override. So this method we override, right? It is not showing that, but there is a field. We'll remove this, because whenever you print the query set, it is printing how many columns? Right, it is printing how many columns? Roll number, name, course, and what? Fees. Because whenever you print it, it will convert this model into which type? String type. It is converting the model into which type? String, right? So it is having one more column. It is having one more column. And what is the name of the column? Total. Now let me read it. For, okay, for stud in, for stud in what here? Query set. For stud in query set, and here I'm writing type of stud. Stud is which type? Model instance. Stud is which type? Model instance. And this model instance is having how many fields? Roll number, name, course, fee. And there is one more field is added. What is that field? Total. There is one more field is added. And what is the name of the field? Total. For stud in query set. For stud in query set. Okay, where I'm writing a print stud of, sorry, stud dot roll number, stud dot name, stud dot course, stud dot fees, stud dot total. What is it? Stud dot total. Stud dot total. Okay, now you can see this is 3000 and this is 2000. This is 1000. This is 1500 and this is what? 1000. But what is the total is given here? 1000. What is the total is given here? 2000. What is the total is given here? 1000. What is the total is given here? 1500. What is the total is given? 1000. But I say no, annotate. You try to use annotate to perform which operations? Group operations. It is used for performing which operation? Group. Suppose I want the total. I want the total group by which field? Course. Group by which field? Course. I want the total fees of Python, total fees of C++, total field of what? Java. Total fees of Python, total fees of Java, total fees of what? C++. But are you used any group by? Are you defined at the time of saying annotate? You just said sum of fee. You said what? Sum of fee. Sum of fee means now it is trying to add the fee column. It is trying to add what? Fee. Fee column value it is adding it. But you need to define, you want to sum group by which column. If you don't define the group by column, then it will take this as individual, and add it. Now there is 3000 for first student, there is a 2000 for what? Second student, there is a 1500 for what? Third student, and there is a 1000 for like that. But is it added all the values? No. Until unless you don't define which one? Group by. You have to define what? Group by column. Compulsory. When you are using annotate, that is what exactly the use of this is. That is what exactly the use of this is. See here, books dot objects dot values. Okay, publisher. Annotate. Count of which one? Count of which one? ID. Now values. Values is used for selecting what? Column. Selecting what? Column. Selecting column. Selecting column. I'm selecting the column. Suppose I'm writing here query set equal to student dot model manager dot values. Tell me what is a group by column is. I'm trying to define the group by column. What is my group by column is? Course. What is my group by column is? Course. You are grouping courses. You are grouping what? Courses. Now total how many courses are there? Total how many courses are there? Python, Java, C++ and C. So Python is one group. Okay, Python is one group and C is one group. C++ is one group and Java is one group. How many students are with the Python? One student. How many students with the Java? One student. How many students with the C++? Two students. Now it will group this and add these two values. Add these two values. And how many students with the C? One student. Ring or not? Okay. So query says student.objects.values. What is the name of this is? Course. Dot. Okay. Dot what? Annotate. So spelling you have to check. TAT. Annotate. And then I'm saying total equal to sum of which column? Fees column. Fees column. Now it returns. It is written. It is written dictionary actually. Because values written what? Yes. Just write here query set. Now what is the name of this is? Query set object. This query set added with one extra column. This query set is added with some extra column. What is the extra column is added here? Total. Okay. Now print. Now what do you print? Query set. Now you can see the query set with all the data. Now you can see course is Python and what is the total is 3000. Course is what here? Java. What is the total is 2000. Course is C++. What is the total is? There you go. These two values are added or not? Yes. 1000 plus 1500 is what? 2500. Course is what? C. What is the total is? 1000. You are doing aggregation but using group. You want total salaries group by job. Group by job. So each job total salaries it will add it. It will add all the salaries and written what? Total when you're saying group by. But how you can do the group by? By using a method called which one? Values. Values is used for selecting what? Column name. Which column are you selecting? Course. It is nothing but group by. Group by which column? Course column. And you are adding total. You are getting the total course wise. You are getting the total course wise. In the same way, I want to count it. How many students are there in each course? I want to count how many students are there in each course. How can I get how many students are there in each course? I'll write again query set. Okay, model manager dot values. Values is for using a column or not? Yes. So group by which one? Course. Group by course dot. What is the name of the method? Annotate. Annotate. Name of the method is annotate. Now what do you want to do? Count. Okay. S count or some C. Okay. C equal to count of. Count of. What you are counting now? Roll numbers. You are counting what? Roll numbers. Okay. So what is the name of the method is? Annotate. Okay. Now this written name. Hmm, mistake. A roll number is in single quotes. Column name. And what is the column name is? Roll number. And print query set. Now tell me how many students are there in Python? One student. How many students are there in Java? One student. How many students are there in C++? Two students. How many students are there in C? One student. Correct on. So what is the difference here is in aggregate you cannot group it, but in annotate you can group it. Group by, you can apply what? Group by, because there it returns dictionary, but here it returns query set with added column, with added column. So that is where you find the difference between, okay, aggregate and annotate. Some mistake is there now here. Okay, right? Now let me develop a front end. We'll see the application. Develop a front end. Develop a front end. So where client want to find, what do you want to apply? Some aggregate. You want to apply which functions? Aggregate functions. Okay. You want to apply some aggregate functions. So here I want to take one drop down. Here there is a drop down, or there is a list. Multi-select is there, no? Right? Multi-select. Now you may select multiple functions. You may select multiple functions. Okay. Then this is, okay, that is summarization of which one? P. Summarization of P, right? You select the aggregate function, and here you select the group by column. Aggregate function and group by column. Select the group by column. So here assume that you have a columns, and you can select one or more than one column, but now I'm selecting only one column. So that group by column is only one column is there. What is that column is? Course. What is that column is? Course, right? Only one column. If multiple columns, you can select values. In values, you have to use what? Multiple columns. Suppose group by department number, group by job. So there are three departments, 10, 20, 30. You are grouping department numbers, and within that, again, you are grouping what? Jobs. So multiple grouping can be done by using what? Values. Select the values. I mean, values is for selecting what? Column. Values is used for selecting column, right? And after that, otherwise, we'll take a default column. What is the default column is? What is the default column? Group by course. Default group by column is course. But if you don't select anything, then it should summarize total. Okay, it should summarize what? Total, right? Okay, anyway, aggregate functions and then summarize. Here you just write summarize. Once you say summarize, then it should apply all those functions and it should display here. Okay. So if you select maximum minimum, then it should display maximum minimum. If it is a sum, then it should select get what? Sum. If you select sum and count, then it should display sum and count. Okay, of which details? Student details. If you want to develop another project, develop another project. If you want to develop another project, develop another project instead of writing in same project. Instead of writing in same project, you can develop another project. Okay, we'll develop because this is older, right? Huh? We'll develop another project. Yes. So close it, close the folder. So go to the terminal. What do you do it? Create a, what do you do it? Create a project. Create the project. Create the project. How you create the project? Django admin, start a project. Project something. 11. So create a project and within the project, create the application. So Python manage.py, start the application, some application 1. Project 11 is there already. Open the project. Wire. Open the folder. Your project is this. So in this, you have an application. And what is the name of the application here? Application 2. Okay, right? Yes. Now in this, first step is configure database. Go to the settings.py. First install the application. What is your application is? Application 2. Your application is application 2. And what is the template directory? Base directly slash templates. Base directly slash what? Templates. Okay. Right. That is in settings.py. And after that, configure the database. So what is your database is? So some database 10. Database 10 and give the username. Your database username is root and your database password is what again? Root. Okay, your database host name. And what is the host name is? Localhost. Okay, and then give the port number. What is the port number? 3306. 3306. Right? Now go to the MySQL command line. Go to the MySQL command line and use the database. What is your database is? Database 10. Okay, so you can create a table directly here. You can create a table and this table you can refer from Django application by creating what? Model. By creating model, right? See here, I'm creating a table here and this table we refer in Django application. Okay, so create table. Create table. What is the table name is? EMP. So EMP is a table. Now say see, is it table this EMP is there or not? Show tables. There's no table called what? EMP. So create table, table name. What is the table name is EMP and is having employee number integer and it is a primary key. Employee name, which is varchar 2, varchar or varchar 2, varchar some 20. There is a job and varchar some 15. Okay, there is a salary which is float and there is a department number which is integer. I've just taken like this. So how many columns I've taken? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Create table, then insert data, insert into EMP values, employee number, employee name, and try to input the job. So there is a job and there is a salary and department 10. Okay. So then input the name. Okay. This is a name. Okay. This is a name and this is job and this is a salary. And the department number is 10 again. Insert. So there is an employee number. This is an employee number and this is the name of the employee and this is a job and this is a salary, right? So insert, there is an employee number and there is a name of the employee and this is a clerk, but department 20. Department what? 20. Okay. So there is an employee number, and there is a name of the employee. So this is the name of the employee HR, but this is a salary and this department number is what? 20. Insert some data, employee number. So input the name of the employee and input the job and then input what? Salary. Now see here, select star from EMP. Now you can see how many departments are there. Two departments, that is department 10 and department 20. And how many jobs are there? Three jobs. That is manager, HR and clerk. Manager and HR and clerk, right? Now you can do group by multiple columns. You can group it according to what? Department number. You can group it according to what? Job. You can group it according to department number. You can group it according to job. So first you create table and insert data. First step is create what? Create a project and all the things are same. So first to create project, then create application within project. Then after that, do the configuration in settings.py. In settings.py, do the configuration. What do you configure? Installed applications, configure installed applications, and configure templates. Where is your templates? Configure templates and configure, what do you configure? Database. Configure event database. Installed apps, template, and what? Database. So after that, go to the backend. Go to the backend and create a table and insert some data. Go to the backend. Okay, this is a backend. Okay, insert some data at the backend because we are not writing any code for inserting data. We are not writing any code for inserting data. So you are trying to insert at the backend. Okay. So go to the backend and insert the data. After inserting the data, now come to the Django application. Come to the Django application and here develop a model. So develop a model, okay? Because how you are communicating with the database using model. Okay, already model is created or not? Yes. That model you are accessing it. That model you are accessing with what? This model. Class. What is the name of the class is? EMP. Or you can give anything. Employee. What is employees? Model class name. And I'm writing here models dot model. Models dot model. What it is having? Employee number. Should give same column names. Employee number. Employee number is which type? Integer type. Integer field. Integer field. And you are saying primary key equal to true. What is the second column? Models dot. Which field? Character field. What is the maximum length is? 20. Same. What is the maximum length is? 20. The next one is what? Job. Models dot character field. Models dot character field. Maximum length. What is the maximum length is? 15. Then next one is salary. So what is the column name is? Salary. Models dot which field? Float field. Department number. Models dot integer field. Models dot integer field. That's all. Then class meta. Class meta, I need to define DB table. So generally, when you migrate it, it will create a table with what name? Model name. It will create a table with what name? Model name. But is it table is already exist or not? Yes. I don't want to create it. I want to refer what? Existing table. When you do migrations, if the table is exist, it will not create. If the table is not exist, then only it will create. When you do migrations, if the table is exist, it will not create. If the table is not exist, then only it will create. So DB table. What is your database table name is? EMP. Means you are referring to which table? EMP table exists in what? MySQL database. What is the name of the table is? EMP. Is my table name, right? Yes. Then after that, do the migrations. Go to the terminal, Python, manage dot py, make migrations. Make migrations. Okay. Done the migrations. Model is created or not? Yes. Migrate it. When you migrate it, it will look for table. It will look for the table or not? Yes. But table is there or not there? There. If the table is there, it doesn't create. If table is there, it doesn't create, but it refers to what? Existing table. Which table? EMB table. Okay, na? So you can see at the back end. So nothing will be done. Is it data? Everything is there or not? Yes. Getting or not? Okay. So you can also refer to the existing table. You can create a table in the back end. You can refer that table using what? Model. But at that time, you have to give the name of the table. Which table you are referring with? EMP table at the back end. But how you are referring with what class? Employee. Okay. So model name is employee. Table name is what? EMP. Right? Yes. Then next is I have to define, I have to create template. I have to create what? Template. So create templates folder. Create a templates folder here. Templates. And within this templates folder, create a template. Create a template. This is a template. And in this, I'll add one more. Not summarizing fees, but summarizing which one? Salaries. because we are using which table? Employee table. Now this is summarizing salaries. Okay, summarizing salaries. Okay. Now here you can put some more functions if you want, like summarizing based on job, summarizing based on department number, summarizing based on job as well as department number. Job as well as what? Department number. If you don't select anything, it should summarize using both job as well as what? Department number. But let us apply first this on all groups. All or summarizing can be done by using which name? Column name. Let us add one column name. And what is a column is? Job, and one more is a job, and one more is a department number. Job, what is a job, and one more is department number. I want to do summarization on job or department number. Job or department number, but if you don't select anything, it should summarize on job as well as what? Department number. Just develop a template first. Create a template. So this is summarizing salaries. Okay. So for that I created one more here. See, these are examples to understand how to communicate with the database and how to read the data from database, because every project required to store data within the database. How you communicate with the database, how you perform the operations on database. If you don't know this, you cannot communicate with what? Database. Understood? Right? Yes, because that is what you do in web development. Okay, right? Yes. For example, you take Gmail only. Okay, you get all the mails, but you filter it or not? Yes, you filter it. How you filter? I want to filter based on date. Filter based on date. Filter based on email ID. Filter based on content. Yes or no? So that is nothing but you are sending some query. You are sending some query to whom? Backend. What backend is doing? It is trying to filter it based on the given condition or not? Yes. Sometimes you display the mails according to date in ascending order or descending order. Ascending order or descending order. So all these are sending a query to whom? Backend. And backend will process this by communicating with what? Model, and get the data and send that response to whom? Client. Okay, anyway, this is summarizing it. Okay, yes. Let me create a template. Let me create a template. So this is a template. What is a template is emp template dot html, emp template dot html. Now this is a template. So in this template, what you are trying to do here, what you are trying to do, input function, which function you want to apply, which function you want to apply. You want sum, you want average, you want minimum, you want maximum, you want count. Getting or not? Okay. Now for that, I'm creating one table here. I'm creating one table. I'm creating one table here. Okay. I create a table. So table column. What is the name of this is? Aggregate function. Aggregate. Aggregate function. Which function you want to apply? Which aggregate operations you want to do it? Table column. What is the input type? What is the input type? Tell me, our input type is what? What is this input type? What is this input type? Text. You select it, right? Select drop down. How it is drop down? Drop down. How can you create a drop down? Select. What is the name of this is? Select. Okay, select. And what is the name of this is? Some variable name will give. This element name is some A. Aggregate. AGG. Okay. This element name is what? AGG. Okay. And value is options. You are using an option and value is, what is the value is? Sum. What is the value is? Sum. And there is an option. Option value is count. Value is count. Then you should count it. Value is a count. Then you should count it. Then option value is what here? Maximum. Then you should get the maximum salary. And option value is minimum. Then you should get what here? Minimum salary. Okay, right? So how many options? Sum, count, maximum and minimum. If you want, you can add average also. Option value is average. Value is average. And what is the display is? Average. Now this is a select. Okay. Then after that, I'm using another table row using which column? Now here you are trying to define the column name. You are trying to define the column name. Column name. Which column you want to group it? Summarizing using which column? Summarizing using which column? So table column. What is that? Select again. Select name. Select name. And this is C name is nothing but column. C name is nothing but column name. And there is an option value. What is the value is? Department number. You want to aggregate or summarize based on department number, or you want to summarize it using what? Job. You want sum of total salaries of department number, or you want sum of total salaries of which one? Job. Okay. So summary you are doing it according to department number. You are doing summary according to what? Job. Okay, right. Then after this, table row and table column. Input type. Input type. Form is created. Input type is what? Submit. Input type is a submit. Okay. Value is display. Value is what? Display. Input type. Input type is a reset. Input type is a reset and value is clear. Input type is a reset and value is a clear. Create a form. Create a form. This is a form. Form. This is a form, right? So create a form. And when you click on this form, it will submit this to one view or not. Yes. Form action. Form action. You are sending a request to a view. What is the view is? EMP. What is the name of the view? EMP. And what is the request method is? Get. You're submitting this form data by using which method? Get method, right? Yes. Done this. If you want, you can see the preview. Open with the live server. You can see aggregate functions count, maximum, minimum, average. You want column name. You want summary using department number, or you want summary using what? Job. Okay, right? Yes. So then go to the application and write what? View. So from application 1 dot models, from application 2 dot, from application 2 dot models import. What is the name of the model is? Employee. You are importing employee model, right? Because you want to retrieve the data from which table? Employee table. You want to retrieve the data from which table? Employee table. And you are communicating with the employee table using which model? Employee model, right? Yes, write the view. So what is the name of the view? EMP view request, right? And then you should read. I should read the function. I should read what? Column name. I should read the function and I should read the column name, right? I should read two things. One is a function. One is a function. Request dot what? Get of AGG. What is the parameter name is? AGG is here. This is aggregate function. Parameter name is what? AGG. And then what is the column name is? CNAME. Okay. You are reading this. CNAME. Go to the views. AGG. And second one is column name. Request dot get. Request dot get dot CNAME is nothing but column name. Column name. Right? So then after this, you have to identify the function. You have to identify what? Function. It is a sum function, then you should do the sum. On a given column or not? Yes. So here you cannot do it dynamically, right? You cannot do it what? Dynamically, compulsory. You have to write a conditions. You have to write what? Condition. Condition should be given. Getting or not? Condition has to be given. Match. Match. You can compare multiple. Yes or no? Otherwise, if anything, if the function is what? Some, if the column name is, otherwise, if the column name is what? Department number. If the column name is department number, then you should group it. According to which column? Department number. Department number column. From Django dot db dot models. Import. How many functions? Average function, max function, min function, sum function, counter. Taken all the functions, sir. How many functions we have taken in the list? Sum, count, maximum, minimum, and average. Come to the views. If column name is department number, then immediately you are saying function is. If the function is what? Sum. If the function is sum, then what do you do it? Query set. Query set equal to employee dot, employee dot, model manager dot values. What is the values is here? Column name. You can give directly column name, right? Column name can be given directly or not. Yes, because it is a string. So then what do you check here? You check only function. You have to check only function. Is it a minimum, maximum? Is it a average? What do you call it as counter like that? Count. C is nothing but which name? C is nothing but which name? Function name. C is nothing but what name? Function name. If the function name is, you can directly write it. If the function name is, what is the function name is? Maximum. If the function name is maximum, then query set equal to employee dot objects dot values. Employee dot objects dot values followed by which one? C. C is nothing but, C is nothing but what name? Column name dot dot. What is the name of this is? Annotate. Annotate by using which column? By using which column? Salary. Annotate by using which one? Salary. So this is what salary, but which one you are finding? Which one you are finding? Maximum salary. You are finding which is salary? Maximum salary on which group? Selected group. Either it can be department number, either it can be job. It can be department number or it can be what? Job. Okay. Else if, okay, else if F equal to which one? Minimum. If the function what you select is a minimum, then I'm using here query set. It's not dynamic, right? Query set. So what is the name of the function is minimum. Else if function is sum. If the function is sum, query set. Okay, query set. What is it? Query set contain which function? Sum function. Okay, else if function is, if the function is counter, query set, which function are you applying? Count function. Okay, else if function equal to what is it? Average. The query set equal to what? Average. Query set equal to average of salary. Then after that, I should return what? Query set. I should return what? Query set which contain the model and it contain how many fields? Two fields will be there. How many fields will be there? Two. Okay, if you want, you can read with some name. Some common name you can give. What is the common name is? Some A. Tell me what is the name of this is? A. Remember this A. Because A is called which name? Column name. A is a column name. Yes or no? A is a column name. You can give the column name. See here. What is the column name? Total. What is the column name? Total. Total is there. See here. Total. So there is a course and there is what here? Total. Okay, right? Yes. Course is a Python. Total fees is 3000. Course is a Java and total fees is 2000. Course is a C++ and the total fees is what? 2500. That is 1000 plus 1500, right? Because we have done the group by what? Course. Group by the course, right? Group by. Then next is here. This data should be rendered, right? Where it should render in template. It should be render within the template response equal to render. So request comma same template emp template dot html and the context parameter. What is the context parameter name is query set and what is the object name is QS. Is nothing but query set object name. Getting or not? Okay. Then return response. Return response here, right? Now here I'm sending the query set, comma, even I'll try to send a column name. Okay, C name also I'm sending it because it is doing aggregation on which column. I want to display that also. But even though it is there in the query set, because it is dynamic, then you cannot read that column name. Because of that, I send even which name or which name is send. Column name is send. Column name is send. Okay. Now come to the template. In the template, you have to insert the data or not? Yes. Here below, I'm creating another table. Below, I'm creating another table. Okay. In this table, I'm inserting the data. In this table, I'm inserting data. Now table, sorry, table row, table row. Okay. Now what I have to do? I have to read the data or not? Yes. From where? I have to read the data from where? Query set. I have to read the data from where? Query set. Query set. Okay. Then is it query set contain one or more than one? More than one. Query set contain more than one column, right? So here I'm saying for, okay, row in, what is that? Query set. For row in query set. So every time it is reading one row and that row is nothing but model. That row is which instance? Model instance. That row is a model instance and here table row. Okay, now this row contain how many values? Two values. This row contain how many values? Two values. One is a column name, column. And what is the first one is? See here. What is the first one is column name. Now you are trying to group it by using which one? Course. You are trying to group it using course means the course. Course is a column or not? Yes. Course is what here? Column. Course is a column on which it is grouping it, right? So here course can be what here? Python. Course can be either what here? Java. Course can be either what? But column name is what here? Course. Column name is a course, but each one is one model instance. This model instance is having a key and model instance is having field name and col field name and what is that? Value. Column name and value. But this column name, because we are selecting multiple columns or not? Yes, we are selecting multiple columns. We are not selecting one column. Are we selecting one column or multiple columns? Multiple columns. Multiple columns means if I say department, if I say department number, then it should get department number column. If it is a, what do you call it as job, then it should get which column? Job column. Okay. Yes. Then here I'm writing one condition. Here I'm writing one condition. If column name is department number, then get what? Department number and aggregate values. If the column name is a job, then get job and aggregate values of which one? Job. So here I'm using a for loop. See here. I'm using which one? For loop. For is begin with, for is end with what here? End for. So there is a beginning and there is what? Ending. At the same time, I'm trying to check one condition here. If I'm trying to check one condition. What is the condition? If the column is what? Department number. If the column is a department number, what I have to do? What I have to do? Table column, table column. What is a column is? What is a column? Row dot what? Department number. Row dot department number and row dot, row dot A. What is A is? Aggregate values. What is A is? Aggregate values. When if the column name is department number and every if is end with what? End if. So this is the beginning of the if and this is what? End of the if. When this is, if the column what you selected is department number. If the column is department number, it will do like this. Suppose if the column is not department number, if the column is what? Job, then it should display. If the column is a job, then you have to display table column insert row dot. What is the name of the column is job, because query set doesn't have two columns. It is having either department number, it is having what job. So if the column is department number, then you are saying row dot department number. If the column is a job, then you are trying to read what job. So table column and row dot what is it? A is nothing but which value? Aggregate value. And if is end with what? And if, and for is end with what? And for. See here, query set. What query set contain? What query set contain? In this case, what query set contains? Suppose I select a function, I select column, I select a function as well as column. What is a column? Department number. Then it is having column. Query set contain what? Column. Which column? Either department number or what? Job. Either department number or job. If it is department number, then I should get what? Department number. If it is the job, then I should get what? Job. For that, I write one condition here. If the column is department number, row dot department number and row dot aggregate value. If the column is a job, then you are saying row dot job and row dot which value? Aggregate value. For that, I am using one tag. What is the name of the tag? If. So if followed by what here? And if. For is followed by and for. For followed by and for. If followed by what? And if. This is DTL tag. Django template. Okay. You are writing if block and followed by which one? And if. Okay. So you can use all this. We'll see all this. Don't worry. Because I just taken this as one example, right? So this will keep on repeating it. But if this condition is false, if this condition is false, then it will do this. If this condition is false, it will do this. Okay, now, right. Then next is, what is the next? URLs. URLs dot py. You write one view for displaying this template. EMP home request response equal to render request comma request comma emp underscore template dot html and return response. So define the URLs from application 2 dot views. Import emp home emp view path blank. Blank is sending request to whom? EMP home. And path, what I've given in template, what is a EMP? You're submitting a request to which view? EMP. And EMP. So what is the view is? EMP. EMP is referring to which view? EMP view. So run the server. Python manage.py run server. Slash empty, not slash here. Empty. Empty refers to, oh, what happened here? Reminder double equal to Okay, give the space. Now aggregate function, what is the aggregate function? I'm selecting sum on which one? Department number, and click on display. Aggregate function is sum, C name is what? Department number. What happened then? Send a request, right? View, aggregate, we'll see here. So print query set, so that you'll be knowing it. Is it doing anything or not? Empty query set. Oh, why empty query set? Some department number. What happened here? Empty query set. Why? Maximum. Let's check the condition. Is it working or not exactly? What is the function is? Where I write the logic in max. Column name is Java. Okay. Yeah, it is done this. Oh, column name should be, what is the value of column name? Job, DPT NO only, right? Models, job, DPT NO, correct only. Mm, where is the error here? We'll just check here. Python manage.py shell. Okay. So from application to dot models. What is the name of the model? Employee. So query set equal to employee dot objects dot values. What is the column name is? Department number and date. So A equal to sum of, what is the column name? Salary. Sum should be imported from django dot db dot models import sum. Okay, right? Oh, here also written empty here. Huh? In database? No, I use this one, right? MySQL. Oh, what happened here? Blunder mistake. Uh, engine को क्या? Engine क्या है? MySQL, right? Here we put SQL item. Good observation here. Uh, फिर क्या करना है भाई? फिर you have to do migration. Migration not required because that is why is not exit? Delete, right. View terminal. Migration is not required because it is only for changing in the model. So run the server. Now we'll do it. Refresh. Summer. Department number. Display. Oh, now also not coming. But get the data. Query set is having data here. Is having data, right? Department number. Data department number see at 10 20. Department 10 total salary. Department 20 what? Total salary. Why clerk is coming? Okay, right? So done this. Now here select which function you want maximum job. Not done anything. Display. Now here you get the query set according to job. Fine. This is fine. But in the template, so column name is department number. Oh, this is for comparing. Yeah, this is for comparing numbers. That is for comparing numbers. If you want to like double equal, we have used. What happened here then? Space should be given. If C is not C, it is. What is the name I've given? And views.py, C name is not C. It is what? C name. Hmm. Array, all the mistakes. What is the key? C name, column name, right? Array. What is this here? C name. Parameter name is C name, right? So anyway, no problem. With errors, you learn more. See here, managers, HR, and one more is a clerk. This is what total salaries. Okay, now you want count how many employees are there in department wise. Okay, department 10, how many? 3 employees. Department 20, 3 employees. You want maximum salary department wise. So this is a maximum salary department wise. You want minimum salary department wise, minimum salary department wise. You want average salary department wise, average salary department wise. You want total salary job wise, select job wise total salaries. You want count of jobs. Okay, how many employees with that jobs? 1 manager, 2 HRs and 3 clerks. Okay. Then you want a maximum salary job wise. Select maximum salary job wise. Manager maximum salaries. Managers. In managers, who's getting what is the maximum salary? 45. In HRs, what is the maximum salary? 28. In clerk, what is the maximum salary? 18,000. Okay, right? So only mistake is everything fine, but variable names. We have not changed in settings.py MySQL, but here we are sending value, right? Value with what name? C name. But in template, what we used? C. We are sending with C name, but we are using what? C. Then is it match? Is it compare it or not compare? Not compare, and it not display in a error also. That is a problem with HTML. Is it HTML display any error, sir? No. So you have to identify that particular errors. Okay. Right. I think this example you understood. Follow here. What you are doing, you are getting the data. You are getting the data and performing which operations? Aggregate operations. Okay. You are getting the data and performing aggregate operations. So I changed this Google Classroom link. So take the link. Take the link. Google Classroom link. Otherwise, it will not open. Take this link. Join with this code. Right? Okay, na? Take in this link. Sorry. Take this code, classroom code, and join. Okay. I said no, every 2-3 days I'll change it. Okay. Right. Right. Thank you. We'll see tomorrow. Right. No problem. You can attend in next batch. You can attend in next batch here, Mahesh. No problem. You can attend in next batch. And for no space. And for is one only. And if one only. No space. Okay, right? I'll send the videos. If possible, I'll send videos. Okay, right? I'll send the videos. If possible, I'll send videos. Okay, right?